Okay.
Okay. Well, good morning, everyone. I'm sorry we're having a little technical difficulty. We appreciate Connie, Danielle, and Stacy for all attending. I am from the Small Business Development Center. I'm an advanced certified business advisor, and we always try to bring new things that are hitting the market and can help our small business owners out there. And Trellis is one of those. It's kind of giving small business owners, my understanding, the ability to be like Amazon, having that delivery service really quickly, as well as a marketplace to sell on, I believe. So I'm going to turn it over to Adam. Enough time has gone by. And we hope if you aren't already a client of ours, that you become a client. Our services are of no cost to you, and we can sit down and work through your business. So at this point, let me move it over to Adam and take it away, Adam. Thank you.
Well, thanks for the opportunity. I'm here today with the Customer Success Director at Trellus, Steve Blau. Say hi, Steve. Uh,
Hello.
any questions? I can't see the chat, Steve, so if any questions come up,
Sure.
please just chime in and respond them. Or I'll
No problem.
respond to them. My name is Adam Haber. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Trellus. I just want to thank Keisha for helping set this up along with Willa. Trellus is the only on-demand, same-day delivery e-commerce marketplace that offers same-day and scheduled delivery. We have our own driver network. We do, small businesses only. We don't allow big box stores or chains. And we're very adamant about competing against Amazon because we feel that a strong community has a strong small business community, including home-based and downtown brick and mortar businesses. So I'm going to share why we think it's extremely important to sell with an offer a checkout of same day or scheduled delivery because people expect that now. We're going to go through in detail why and how it will help your business. So without further ado, let's get started. So we have some folks on the call today. I don't know if they want to share what their business is. I can give you a second just to introduce yourself. It's up to you. Danielle or Connie, if you just want to say hi. If not, I understand. Okay. We'll just roll along here. So Trellis was designed in mind to help mom and pop and small business stores that are especially home-based to be able to compete in an even playing field. Amazon, Walmart, DoorDash, Rain and Hundred Flowers, Home Depot, all these big box stores have everything you need and more, and they get it to you at your fingertips, and they get it delivered to you quickly. Sometimes same day, sometimes next day, but their same day could be as much as 8 to 10 hours, where our same day has an average delivery time of 90 minutes, and we work in very hyper local areas with merchants. We have over 750 merchants that partner with us for logistics. However, we have a marketplace in Nassau County and Western Suffolk, which is expanding to all of Suffolk County for the holidays, and we have some grant money, which we'll get into about that. But we're also launching in Sonoma County, so you'll have the convenience of ordering and getting things not only hyper local same day, but also next day ground or shipped nationally. So if you're a small business and now you could offer customers across America the ability to get your products into their hands either through curbside pickup, same day delivery, scheduled local delivery, or future national delivery, now you're competing on an even playing field. And consumers, especially Gen Z and millennials, have come to expect that. So the problem is small businesses are getting their butts kicked. They're struggling to compete with last mile logistics and meet the needs of the modern consumer. My kids are 26 and 29. My 29-year-old's right on the cusp of growing up with her phone, expecting everything to be done on her phone. They don't go into stores, especially Gen Z and younger millennials. They expect to shop online, they expect good apps, and they expect the ability to get products they want quickly. I want it now. There's no more waiting. When delivery first started with Amazon, it was 5 days, then 2 day, and now they have a lot of commodity type items delivered literally same day. So unless you're a business that's offering that, you're going to be left behind. Keeping your money local is huge. People, they want to save a few bucks or even a few pennies, and they think about the individual. But on the whole, if you shop locally and support a small business, your money stays in your community 3 times more than if you shop at a chain. You buy a widget on Amazon, that money goes to sending Jeff Bezos to Mars or wherever he's going. You buy money from a small business hyper locally, that money is going to be staying in your community where your local chocolate shop will then go buy something at a clothing store, and that clothing store might go to the local drugstore. And instead of going to chains, going to your main street downtowns, which also helps your home values and keeps a thriving community, it's important because it raises tax revenue, but it also keeps your communities vibrant. Nobody wants to live in a town with a Walmart, Target, and no other local stores where they know your name. People like saving money, but there's a balance, and shopping local helps that. And then if you're a merchant who offers same-day delivery, that will keep your money local and help your businesses. This all really blew up during COVID. Everybody's stuck at home. Uh, they needed things, and they started doing in mass ordering online, and that exploded. It exploded dramatically. And what's happened, unfortunately, since COVID, is there's more vacancies in downtowns. It's very hard to have a virtual e-commerce business uh, be competitive. I'm sorry, it's very hard for a brick and mortar business to be competitive with an e-commerce business because with a brick and mortar business, you've got rent and employees and overhead and including electric and gas and whatever else you need to run your store. When you have an e-commerce platform, you have a website. One of the things, and that's all you have to pay for overhead, so it's much more efficient. So shopping on e-commerce has grown dramatically. One out of every $4 is an e-commerce dollar. It's something you should be aware of. So if you don't have a good e-commerce platform, especially with same-day delivery, you're missing a quarter of potential people who could purchase from you. And we have a platform which I'll go through later. On Trellus, you get your own listing, you get your own link. You don't need a website. You could use Trellus as your website if you choose to. So insane. But 3 years from now, basically every major business will be offering same day delivery. Today, about a little more than a third do. So if you don't do something to compete, you're going to fall even further behind. I know every small business owner wants people coming in their store. They want to meet their customers. This way they can upsell them. Well, the reality is a large chunk of them aren't. On a rainy day, on a hot day, on a cold day, running late when you're busy, those folks are going to places where they can get things delivered quickly, and you need to be able to offer that to not lose that sale that you would otherwise not have gotten. So there's a lot of challenges, especially for bigger stores running same day delivery at scale. There's a whole list on the right-hand side that I won't go through, but basically, these big businesses aren't as fast and nimble as you think they are. They don't have the tools, all of them don't have the tools to effectively do on-demand same-day delivery or scheduled delivery. The Walmarts do, and the Best Buys and the Home Depots and the Targets and the Amazons do, but a lot of the local chains don't run their own logistical networks, and they're falling behind. So you coming to up to speed and offering that as a solution for your customers adds a lot of value to your business and makes it a go-to place to shop at. So the bottom line is convenience sells. That's the name of this info session or workshop, however you want to call it. But if you don't have the ability to sell conveniently, you're not going to get your customers. Just like you buy online and you like shopping through e-commerce, so do your customers, so do consumers. Two-thirds of Americans would prefer to shop locally given the opportunity. And there's some great stats here. 71% of respondents who order from Amazon or other non-local online retails that offer convenience, they think that they're getting lower prices and they feel guilty doing it. The reality is sometimes your prices are cheaper. They all have algorithms to get the best possible price and squeeze every nickel out of you. And as a retailer, these major platforms, which we'll get into in a bit, don't let you make any money. There's all kinds of fees, which we'll list out afterwards. But it's expensive to sell on a major platform, and it's hard to deliver on there. That's why you need to have all the tools and bells and whistles yourself to be able to do that because convenience is a big deal. People want things when they buy them, they don't want to wait. And convenience is a major reason that 40% or more people don't shop local because of it. They have a busy day and they want something and they want it now. They're going to go online and they're going to buy it from somewhere else. So, um, it's just a fact that if you offer same day delivery, you're going to grow your sales. And the stat is really telling the vast majority of respondents of this survey, four-fifths of them report an increase in revenue as a result of offering same day. So a big part of delivery is who pays for it. Now, everybody offers free delivery on their platforms as a way to entice you to shop there. But the reality is that delivery driver's got to get paid. And there's several ways to do that, whether you eat the cost, whether you offer free delivery over a certain price, which a lot of the larger players are doing now, or whether you pass part of the cost on to the consumer. Somebody is paying for that delivery, and the customer wants the perception of a deal. However you present that to them is up to you. But these are the stats about how much your sales go up. I know it's a pretty busy grid, but the reality is revenue increases. And this number right here is very telling. About a third of increase in revenue. A third of the respondents say there's an increase in revenue between 6 and 10% when they offer this convenience. That's a huge number. If you're doing $100,000, that's $10,000. If you're doing a million, that's $100,000. 10% is a substantial amount of business. And if you think about your overhead, it's a pure profit. The net margin of that is truly dropping to the bottom line. So, how do you deal with paying or having your customers pay for same day delivery? So, these are what the surveys said that basically you increased your prices. So, when you go on DoorDash and you get a hot dog or a hamburger or a pizza and it's $25, but you go into the store and it's $15, those convenience fees and those other costs that are assessed to the buyer basically are paying for your last mile logistics and a commission. It's in there, regardless of whether you see them or not. Macy's has these ridiculous 80% off sales off of a ridiculously inflated item that was never really on sale to begin with. The price is just artificially low with these fictitious sales that happen all the time. And then they bake in their cost of delivery. Now, a lot of people like trying with free trials. We have that, other businesses do. But in the end, if you're going to be a repeat customer, there's going to be a delivery fee in there, whether you pay through a monthly loyalty program like Prime or Dash Pass, or an annual fee, or you're charged at checkout. Somebody is paying for that delivery, and it's up to you to be creative on how you make sure that isn't that a function of your business that eats into your margins. So, how important is saying they deliver to your customers? Are they willing to pay for the convenience? Quick story. I was commuting to the city before I started Trellus. Round trip, it was 3 hours on the Long Island Railroad. And I don't know if you ever traveled on the Long Island Railroad, but it's like a cattle car. After a hard work day, you're not willing to go shopping. Well, if you're married and you have small kids and your kids have a birthday party, your spouse wants you to go to the mall after work and pick up a toy or flowers or a pair of sneakers or soccer cleats or whatever else it may be. You have a party tonight, a gift basket, wine. It's February the 14th and you forgot to get jewelry. You want to get things last minute. And as a customer, sometimes you're just too busy to go get it. I know when I was commuting to the city and back, I would pay a premium to have things delivered to my home quickly. And that's kind of the idea behind Trellis and how Trellis was born. So another great sale, statistic. Every year sales go up online. They just grow roughly 7 to 10% year over year. That number is going to be over 25% this holiday season. So e-commerce, delivery, those are reasons why people will shop at you. The old days of, waiting and not knowing when it's going to come to your home is a deterrent to shoppers. One thing that we do in Trellis is we have a great way to let you know through emails and text where we are in the delivery process, how long it will take and when it will get there. Communication is a big deal to the consumer, especially if they're expecting an expensive package. They want it hanging out on their front step. Interestingly enough, because of the communication that we have at Trellis, we have a 99.4% success rate of delivery, meaning out of every 1,000 deliveries, only 6 don't make it on time. And it could be because of a bad address. It could be there wasn't a signature person available on liquor to get something signed at the door. We won't drop off alcohol at the door unless you get a signature. It's a state law. But because of the way we have it set up, you will have a successful delivery, which is important because as a small business owner, you can't afford to have negative social media because that will kill your business. And we make sure that you have a successful experience. And if there's ever an issue, there's an easy way to contact a live person and figure out what's going on. So these stats are through last year. People will be spending a lot of money in this holiday season. The rich are spending more. 10% of the population does over half of shopping, especially online. And those shoppers want convenience, especially if they're busy and they're willing to pay for it. So this is just a very simple slide. Consumers want free shipping and they don't want to wait long. This is an old stat. This is from 8 years ago. Well, it's gotten even faster. There's a race, logistics race. But if you think about how massive a Walmart store is, and you get something from there, the act of somebody literally walking to the shelf, packing it, getting it to a driver, having the driver show up your house, it just takes time. The stores are so massive. There's a book called Nickel and Dimed that I read about 10 years ago about how hard it is to work at Walmart because it takes 15 minutes sometimes to walk from the furthest part of the store to the break room. So that's added time for delivery. And one of the reasons why we don't have warehouses at Trellis, our warehouse is your inventory. We pick up and drop off point to point. There's no distribution warehouse, there's no storage. You're a small store. You pack it, you put it in a bag at your counter. Driver literally picks it up. It's trackable and drops it off. So that's one of the reasons we can do this effectively and quickly. But the consumers expect it. Make no mistake about it. Every merchant I've ever spoken to, especially early on, likes customers coming in their store. They want to see them. They can upsell them. They want the convenience of the merchants want the convenience of explaining products to them. But the reality is a lot of times they're just not coming in. But the way our system works is because all the shopping is hyperlocal, if they want to return things, it's easy for them when it's convenient instead of going to a drop-off center where you could go to a UPS store, they'll just come back to your store, then you'll have them in your store. But these stats are pretty interesting. Let me just move the panel here. Um, Baby boomers, especially those who are getting older and can't leave the house as much, they use home delivery, especially for food shopping. Uh, Half of the people out there who are Gen Z and millennials, they sometimes come to the store. So that's an option we have where they can shop online and pick it up at the store because they want to get it faster than you can even deliver it. They're antsy about that. But blending those two really helps your experience, especially as a merchant when you serve your consumers. So, the traditional carriers you know of, like FedEx, UPS, DHL, they jack up their rates during the holidays because it gets too busy. There's too many things for them to handle. Um, and they even UPS entered an agreement with just a last mile logistics provider, Rody, which is Rody just works with like the CVS's, the Home Depots, and the big box stores of the world. They don't really work with mom and pop businesses because they don't have good communication. The drivers don't have to show up, and they bid on routes, and there's no set pricing. So a roadie driver will see how much somebody's willing to pay for a delivery, and if nobody accepts the order in 15, 20 minutes, the price goes up and up and up until somebody accepts it. On Trellis, we have a flat rate. It's $6.99 for the first 5 miles and a buck 50 a mile. We would just work in the suburbs of New York and Northern California right now, but we'll be adding national delivery on top of that on our marketplace, which I'll go into. But there is no other same day on demand delivery driver that allows you delivery business that allows you to place an order and have it picked up immediately, scheduled in the future, and also doing routing. So the way our routing works is pretty interesting. You have a florist, you have a pharmacy, you've got a farm. As long as it's not explosives or hot food, we'll deliver it to you in a route. And we only charge you incremental distance from the last stop. So say stop A is 4 miles, the next one's 6 miles away. That will be $6.99, and then we charge a buck 50 for each additional mile. So that delivery is $8.49. But we've got merchants that deliver all over Long Island, and that last stop could be as much as 50 miles away. But because we only charge from the previous stop, it's just $6.99. So it works out really, really well. Couriers usually have to call for a price. We're a tech forward app that works very efficiently, and I'll give you a tutorial in a sec. Oh, you know what? I think, one second. There you go. I thought it froze. Um, so these third-party and rideshare apps, their algorithms aren't built for small businesses. They do restaurants, which is one-off, and they do people. They don't do independent small businesses. And Uber made the mistake of paying over $1 billion for delivery. It wasn't a mistake for Drizzly, it was a mistake for Uber. But they ended up shuttering them because they just couldn't figure out how to effectively deliver alcohol at an affordable price point. That's our whole business model, working with independent retailers and no chains and making sure that they get things delivered quickly. Very interesting stat. Most of the merchants on Trellus don't use other third-party systems. They don't use DoorDash, which is really the only, or Uber Eats, which is the only other competitor, because DoorDash and Uber Eats basically focus on who's paying the most for advertising, and you'll have a CVS show up, not a local pharmacy. You'll have a Home Depot show up, not a local hardware store, because they pay for placement, and there's no way you as a small business can compete with them. And most people just pick the first, second, or third choice that they see on the screen. They're not going to scroll out and see anything differently. On our system, we have a marketplace. It's done by geofencing. So the closest merchant comes up to you. They don't have to pay to show up in a marketplace. You'll see who's going to come the fastest, and it works out really well. Same thing with Uber Eats. Even more folks who are on our platform are not on any other platform, including Uber Eats. Almost 90% of them. So I'd love for this to be a dialogue. I'm just curious if anybody in the call wants to share if they've had any experience with third-party apps, even as a consumer. I mean, even Willa and Keisha can chime in. I'm curious what you think about that. If it's things you like, things you don't like, anything you want to share about that? Okay. Well, I don't like third-party apps because a lot of times, especially with certain things that say they have them in stock, I'll get a text an hour later, we're out of stock, or would you like something different? As opposed to in the moment seeing what's there and having it delivered. Also with Uber, if you're not in a desirable area, a driver doesn't have to pick you up. With Trellis, every order has to be delivered. If you're a Trellis driver, you either deliver it or you can't work for us. So it works out really well. So we have a higher success rate, and the experience for the consumer and the business is more satisfying. We discussed this a little earlier, but the peak season surcharges, they squeeze every nickel out of you. Shipping's going up during the holidays, especially if you ship nationally. With Trellis and on-demand delivery, we've got a full complement of drivers. We have over 100 drivers in our network. So on the busier days like Black Friday or going into Christmas season or Valentine's Day or Mother's Day, we deliver everything. We don't have to turn any orders away, and it's helped some of our merchants even double their revenue. So here's a quick summary of last year's upcharges. FedEx charged a buck two more for various packages plus processing fees. Uh, I'm sorry, USPS didn't charge anything additional, but they don't have a great success rate. UPS does. They charge a lot more per package, and they have a cutoff. If you don't have your order in by a certain time, usually 2 weeks before Christmas, you can't put a new order in and have it guaranteed for delivery. With Trellis, it's same day schedule. It happens no matter what. So, we don't charge you more. It's like price gouging when it's busy. We have the ability to expand and contract our driver network and make sure you get what you pay for. This is an interesting bunch of stats. FedEx, like I said earlier, they charge more. UPS raised rates. VO is an interesting national company that doesn't for third-party shipping. We're not VO because we do hyper-local, but they're a good solution if you want to ship with a third party. They don't rip you off. They use excess capacity of other carriers in their own warehouses, and they do a very efficient job. But basically, it's not fair when you need something and then the price goes up. It's almost like if there's a hurricane and you go to a supermarket and they double their prices of food and water because they're price gouging. Same thing happened during COVID when people were doing construction. All the rates of everything went up dramatically. We don't do that, and VO doesn't do that. So you want to know what you will make as profit, and you don't want to be ripped off when things are busy. So Fulfilled by Amazon is it's not practical. They have their own warehouses, but the fees they charge, which I'll go through in a bit, could be as much as 50% of the sale price. My son sells pet products on Amazon. He does about $10,000 a month in revenue, which you'd think would be a nice business, but he ends up with pennies because Amazon makes you pay advertising to show up first, and they have algorithms to squeeze every last nickel out of you. So, as we said earlier, there'll be key. This is that data from last year, but there were jacked up fees and prices, especially from Amazon last minute. And there's no free lunch. These major corporations, trillion-dollar corporations, know how to take advantage of mom and pop shops. So this is a structure where Amazon takes more than 50% of your sale. They have the referral fees, they have fulfillment fees, there's advertising. My son pays about 25% of his sale price in advertising. There's also return fees. There's a lot of fees that aren't even listed here. So you sell something for a dollar, they're taking 50 cents. On our platform, we actually have a marketplace. You make a dollar, we take a dime, and we don't charge you any fees until you have a sale. I'll walk through our marketplace in a second, but we really love it, and so do consumers. So at the end of the day, Amazon doesn't compete against anybody else but Amazon, so they're not going to cut their throat to, or cut their pricing to, hurt themselves. They're going to take it out of your hide as a business owner, and they're going to completely use their tech to squeeze every last nickel out of you. And it's hard for you to predict what your profitability is, cash flow, and everything else. It's just great for Amazon and bad for mom and pop shops. So Trellus was created with the idea of creating a shop local e-commerce alternative to Amazon, and the same day delivery was what we found the merchants needed, but they also needed a way to sell their products efficiently and cheaply. And I'll go through that in a second. But we are creating relationships with banks so you get preferred rates. There's a power in numbers where we could drive our rates down and make things more efficient the larger we are, but not by raising our fees. By the sheer scale, we're able to afford or provide more efficient pricing and help make you more profitable. And that's one of the reasons why we created our business, is to give the small businesses a chance to be able to compete against the big national corporate giants. So here's some facts about us. We're actually over 750 merchants. We're signing up about 30 or 40 merchants a month right now. We're also expanding into Sonoma County, North Bay, San Francisco. We have already launched our marketplace. We have a gift box company called Locally Bred, where we buy from our merchants wholesale, and on average, if we buy a product from you, we buy over $1,000 worth of product. And we have seasonal and holiday subscriptions where people buy gift boxes from Long Island-based businesses, and they want to support Long Island, and it's a great way to increase your business. And we're buying things from you. We're not. You know what you're making. You have your margin. We take care of putting the box together. It's a great gift, by the way. Locallybred.com. I'll show you that in a bit. But it's a great way to increase your presence and also get your products into the hands of more consumers. Our routing model is pretty interesting. So if you're using a third party or put your stuff into an Uber car, you're doing one-off. Each delivery is done by distance. On this example, the total cost is $28.47. Using our routing tech, which is all built in-house, we only charge from the last stop. And this is a more pictorial example of what it means to have a routed same-day delivery, where you could literally put in up to 49 stops, and the distance drives your price down. So using Trellus actually saved this merchant $7.50. Here's a list of our costs of what we do. We have two different models. We have a freemium. There's no cost to be on our marketplace. There's no cost to have access to our delivery network. You pay as you go. And it's $6.99 for the first 5 miles, and then $1.50 a mile after that. But with Delivery Pro, if you need the ability to schedule multiple deliveries, sometimes up to 40 or 49 is our max on one order, but you can put in multiple orders at a time. We only charge a $99 SaaS fee, which is monthly, and then we charge you the $6.99 per stop plus mileage. It's way more efficient and cost effective than anything else out there. The only other thing I wanted to share with you is our Shop Local Marketplace. Before I do, I just want to tell you we have a grant. if you're listening to this and you're based on Long Island, uh, Suffolk County only, JR, not JR, Steve, if you could put the link to the grant, this link isn't the link we're using anymore. We have a different
Yep.
link. And that grant gives you $2,500 in delivery credits through Suffolk County, where now if you're a Suffolk County-based, home-based business or brick and mortar, you basically get free delivery for a year or more. The money has to be spent by the end of next year, 2026. But once you go through your $2,500, if you're busy and you're doing a lot of deliveries, we will refill your account, and you basically have access to Trellis's platform for free. So this, I don't know how many of the folks on this call are Suffolk County based, but if you are, this is a great grant. Please look at the link there. Steve, if you don't mind putting your email in there also in case anybody reaches out and they have any more questions. So I could stop here for a second and I want to go through our network and how it works. Does anybody want to ask any question at all? You can put it in the chat box. You can unmute yourself. Steve or I will answer it. Please share any questions you may have. I'll give it a sec.
Adam, I would just say that I don't use a lot of delivery services, but my son does, and he uses DoorDash, and he chooses a merchant based on whether or not they do DoorDash. So I know it's definitely a lot of younger people that use a lot of delivery, but as we approach the holidays, that could be key, right, for a business to be able to have that convenience.
Yeah, well, DoorDash, 95% of DoorDash is food. Uh,
Right.
we do some food. We do butchers, we do farms, we do meal kit companies. We do a lot of alcohol, wine, and we do craft brew, candy and chocolates. But we will not do pizza. We won't do Chinese food. We don't do hot food restaurants on purpose because the drivers can only do one delivery at a time. And I don't like when my drivers get yelled at because their pizza's 30 minutes late. We purposely stay away from that. So if your son uses DoorDash, it's most likely for food.
It is.
But if your son wants to shop, I'm about to show you why they should come to Trellis.
Okay.
So I just want to make sure everybody can see my screen.
Yep, I can see it.
Okay, great. So I'll go through first our marketplace, and then I'll go through our delivery platform to show you what we've built. So to sign up on Trellis is very easy. Just go to our website, you click Start Selling. It walks you through everything you could do without calling anybody. If you just want to deliver, you do the same thing. You can reach out to Steve. We can walk you through it. We have customer success directors. It's very, very easy to do. But if you want to shop as a consumer, this is live. This is on Trellis. If you're based in Nassau and Western Suffolk, which means Huntington and Babylon, the towns, all these are things you could shop on, literally buy and get free same day delivery. And it's free because we're eating the cost because we're growing the business. But we are, before the holiday season, expanding it all the way out to Montauk. So you could buy anything on here. These are only Long Island businesses. You could shop by category. You could shop by theme, by popular products. And we have really cool, this is our box, by the way. This cup is in our Long Island bread box, which I'll show you in a sec. But we have all these great ways to shop, and this is like a little advertising space. This gal is based out of Long Beach. She makes incredible rainbow cookies. But here's what I'm showing you by the categories. So these are some of our categories, and you can see that they are geo-fenced. So my address, I live in East Hills. This liquor store is 7/10 of a mile. That one's 3.6 miles. So you could see how they show up closer to you, and then the further away, you're most likely not going to order for them. But let's just take example right now of this liquor store. I wanted to get a bottle of Tito's. Now look at this link up here. This is a link only for that business. So if you don't have a website, you could use this as a website. You can cut and paste this link. You can send it out in an email blast. You can put it in your Instagram. You just let folks know that this is basically what half of our merchants are using as their website because only your products are coming up now once somebody clicks onto your link. So if you look at this, I'm going to buy myself a bottle of Goose Bay Sauvignon Blanc, and then at the bottom of the platform, all their other products come up. So you literally have only your store show up, and you could search for the products in the search bar. And when you're buying something on Trellis, you basically just, like anything else, you add it to the cart. I just added two bottles. I added two things to the cart. Let's just see what's in our cart. I've got two bottles of this. I can change it. I can make more. And then right now we're doing delivery for free, but the cost is for $47.98. Yes, I'm over 21. And here's the cool part. As a consumer, we deliver it. You can pick it up in the store if you want. We're going to be adding nationwide delivery very soon, so that's an option. But hey, you may want this delivered on Saturday, and then you select a date, and then it will just show up at your door on Saturday. And in delivery instructions, you might say Saturday before 12, ring the bell, sing happy birthday, whatever you want to put there. And then there's notes. You can write a message to the recipient also. Add a tip. I'm a big tipper. I'll make it $5. And then you literally click the button and place the order. The merchant gets text and emails. You receive a text and an email saying the order was placed, and then magically the order will show up if it's on demand between 1 and 4 hours on an average of 90 minutes. So that's how easy it is to shop on Trellis, just like anywhere else. You got this really cool, I think, way for you to shop. We have apps on iOS, on Apple, and Google Play. There's no reason now if you want to shop at any of these stores or by category. For example, health is pharmacy. You want to buy pharmacy products, just personal care, vitamins, whatever it may be. Hopefully you're not incontinent. You type in the product, it will show up and you check out. And now you truly have the ability to shop on the same kind of platform as Amazon or Walmart. And your consumers are supporting a small business and feeling good about it. What I wanted to show you, more importantly, is why this convenience is so important. This is what you're seeing as a merchant. When you want to do a new delivery, if you're getting an order on the marketplace, this automatically populates. But now if you have your own orders, you don't need to use our marketplace to be able to do delivery. You could do it as soon as possible. You fill this whole thing out. Takes 2 seconds. You can edit where the pickup location is. So this pickup location is in Coram, but if you wanted to pick up somewhere else, you truly have the equivalent of having your own driver. Or you can literally schedule it for Saturday pickup time of 11 to 2, and delivery is usually about an hour later. And we will deliver for a merchant as close to, we will accept an order within 2 hours of your closing time for same day delivery. On the back end, this is live. So far today, we have 30 separate orders in for delivery. An order could be a batch. Now, we use nonprofits also. This library is doing 22 batch deliveries today. This is a printer. I just want to show you some of the back ends of a completed. It's all color coded. So the request is received. If it's in transit, you see where we are in transit. And this is the merchant's facing side. And then when it's done on the back end, you get to see what it looks like. You get a whole receipt as a merchant. Here's your package at the door. The delivery was $6.99. Our label is right on here. I'll give you a better view of what our label looks like, so it's easy to see. But all you're buying from Trellis is the label. So I have to do one that was not completed yet. Give me 1 sec. So here's a batch from Sir Speedy. And here's all the labels that get printed out to where they're going. It's automatically generated. You don't need any kind of special thermal printer. It's just a normal printer. You tape it to the bag or box, and it magically shows up. So Trellis is the only marketplace in the country that has the ability for you as a small business owner to not compete with anybody else but other small business owners, has built-in delivery, and it works. It's a really, really cool way. Now I'm saying that because I'm the owner of Trellis, but it's a really, really cool way for you to grow your business at no risk. There's no cost to be on our platform. There's no contract. We take 10% of the sale when we drive you a sale, and we bake in delivery for now. And if you get your own deliveries, you have the ability now to beat Amazon or Walmart at their own game, because you have the convenience that your consumers expect, and it'll blow them away. They love the experience, and it works out really well. The only other thing I want to share with you is we own this company, Locally Bred. And I mentioned earlier that we buy from our merchants and their gift boxes. This is Long Island in a box. We have different boxes. Sometimes they're Gifts like these, sometimes they're food. Let me see with this the snack box. This is an old image. We wouldn't work with North Fork or Tate's because they're too big right now. But these are all small businesses and they're holiday boxes, and we feature your business right here. We deliver them. Consumers actually love them. It's a great gift to give. It's very affordable, and you're getting a slice of Long Island. That's pretty much it. We have a decent turnout here. I don't know if anybody has any questions. Steve, please put again your email in the box below. Please put a link in the chat to the grant.
Yep.
Uh, I see it
It's
right
there.
there.
It's already in there. Yep.
Okay, and we would love to talk to you about using us for a logistics partner. If you're online, we're in Long Island and Westchester. We're not in other parts of the state right now. The reason being, we keep our costs very low because we have so many merchants in a tight area. If you're in the capital region, if you're in Buffalo, and you know there's 30 or 40 businesses who might want to be part of this platform, we're happy to expand there. We're happy to work with you and do it. And that's one of the reasons why we're expanding to the North Bay of San Francisco, because we joined partners with a chamber there that's all in, and government, local businesses, chambers, they love what we're doing. It's super exciting. But our business is to make sure that you compete effectively without charging you until you get a sale, and helping you with having your own website if you need it. And more importantly, convenient sales and giving you the ability to sell conveniently to your consumers and grow your business without having to lay out money for drivers, gas, and car and insurance, which cost as much as $80,000 a year. So that's the presentation. I'm pleased to answer. This is a dialogue. I bore myself by speaking all the time, but it works. We have referrals. We have hundreds and hundreds of merchants who use us. The marketplace is a great tool that you can now use as another way to increase your sales. Does anybody have any questions at all, or anything they want to share? Steve?
I don't have a question. I just wanted to let you know my impression is it's really fabulous. And you're a true entrepreneur, Adam, you and your company, because when people see a need for something and they create a solution, that is what an entrepreneur is all about. So you saw the demand and the market and you created a solution for small businesses, which is terrific. And I saw one of my clients on your list there of different businesses. So it's really awesome. And thank you so much for coming. And we'll try to do this again. Maybe next time we'll get more people because we're heading into, the holiday season. And it's really great to have a place that you can call up and get a gift delivered the next day or even that day, right? So,
It's literally, if you live within 10 miles of a store, you'll get it in roughly 90 minutes, 2 hours. If you live 3 miles from the store, you'll get it faster.
wow.
Monday morning, you'll get it in half an hour. Mother's Day, you'll get it in 5 hours. It depends on how busy
I
we
never
are.
have to leave my home. That's the best part.
But if there's ever COVID again, God forbid,
Yes, or
uh,
bad weather.
um,
What about, snow and whatever, and you realize that you need to get some gifts out there. Really great workshop, and you're a great presenter, Adam and Steve. Thank you very much for your time today. And if anybody wants additional counseling, we are a no-cost counseling service provided by the SBA and the state of New York. So we invite you to become a client of ours, and we introduce people that we know to these kinds of businesses. So thank you very much. Hopefully you have filled out the survey. I have a link here. Usually it shows up when you get off. I'm not sure that's going to happen. So if you wouldn't mind, just in the chat, there is a link to our survey. If you'd fill that out, it gives us feedback so we know what to plan for in the future. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you, Adam.
all
Appreciate
right.
it.
All right,
Thank
shop
you,
local.
Adam.
Have a good day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.